I have two basic jobs at WagerTalk.com. First and foremost, my job is to pick winners for my clients and make a profit for my clients. We're doing that here in the postseason. My second job is to make good content so that all you guys can see what WagerTalk.com has to offer. And hopefully, we're doing that this postseason. So let's do a double gamer. Thursday night NBA. We'll talk about the Knicks and the Hawks. We'll talk about the T-Wolves and the Nuggets. One side, one total. Big game breakdowns, NBA playoff style. Teddy covers WagerTalk.com. And let's start with the first of the two games. This one, as the series shifts to Atlanta, the Knicks and the Hawks. And right now, looking at the Odds Logic Live odds screen, I'm seeing the Knicks minus 1.5, total sitting in the 215 range. There are 214.5s and 215.5s out there right now. Worth noting for the money line in this ball game, Knicks minus 115, minus 120. And in general, if I'm going to take a favorite at minus 1.5 / minus 2 in the NBA, I'm probably going to take that favorite on the money line, especially when you can shop around and find a minus 115 out there, which is available. Again, right now, not everywhere. This is the advantage of having multiple accounts at multiple books, is you can find the minus 115 when everyone else is minus 120 or minus 125. Even at minus 120, if I want the Knicks, that's the way I'm going to play it. And yes, I'll put the cart before the horse. I do want the Knicks in this ballgame. If I'm playing, it could only be the New York side. And let's think about this conceptually. All right. Atlanta just stole a game. I mean, they stole that game. You watched it. I watched it. We know what happened. The Knicks were in control. It looked like they were going to cruise comfortably. And then all of a sudden, down the stretch, Knicks couldn't make a shot and the Hawks could. And Atlanta with a big fourth quarter rally and then a steal right at the end of the game to put it away against the Knickerbockers. And some of that is New York not playing their best basketball. I mean, I still don't understand why the Knicks aren't feeding Karl Anthony Towns over and over again in the low post. But Cat likes to stand on the perimeter and jack up three. So maybe that's a piece of the equation. But in theory, the Knicks should be pounding the ball down low to their big man. And their big man should be dominating and or passing out to his open teammates on the perimeter, giving the Knicks good looks. I think the Knicks have that potential, and they've done it for most of the series. They didn't do it in the fourth quarter against Atlanta last time out, and obviously now we have the better team. The Knicks are the better team. They're favored here on the road. I don't think there's any question when we look at even my powering numbers say the Knicks deserve to be favored in this ballgame, and I've been powering Atlanta fairly high post All-Star break. I really have. Obviously the additions of McCollum. And, McCollum was a monster down the stretch in game two. He won the game for Atlanta basically single-handedly, even despite missing those two free throws at the end that gave the Knicks the chance, which we don't forgive McCollum for that. We don't forget that McCollum missed the two free throws to clinch the game. But the bottom line is he's played brilliantly. And the Hawks have been a team that deserves to be power rating in the same range as the Knicks. But when it comes to playoff teams off a loss, and now the Knicks, they just got slapped. This is a team I expect to respond. Plain and simple. The Knicks have a better game in them than the one they just played. Atlanta with a big fourth quarter and a big performance from McCollum. It's not like the Hawks have outplayed the Knicks in the other 7 quarters in this series. They haven't. Knicks, to me, look very much like the better team. So when you have the better team coming off the loss, laying a cheap price, yeah, I'm interested. Knicks or pass for this better. I want no part of Atlanta as short home dogs. And like I said, that this particular point rate range, minus 1.5, minus 2, that's where I look for my favorites on the money line. It's the only one in the NBA, but in this particular range, I'd rather lay 120 and be able to cash my ticket if the Knicks win on by a bucket or by a point than end up being either pushing or losing in that scenario. Yeah. Money line, New York Knickerbockers against Atlanta tonight. And again, even at some of the recreational books, I'm only seeing minus 122 at DK right now, for example. That Odds Logic Live on screen is so good. Minus 118 at FanDuel right now. Again, so the price is not unreasonable to lay here with the Knicks. And of course, if you got the live odds screen, the Odds Logic Live odds screen, free 7-day trial. Just try it if you haven't tried it. oddslogic.com/Teddy. It takes a minute to sign up. Try it. oddslogic.com/Teddy. Anyhow, you'll be able to see all the different money lines with all the different books and say, oh, I'll bet it here. Oh, I'll bet it there, depending on where you have accounts. So check it out, oddslogic.com. Before I talk about Denver and Minnesota, I do want to let you guys know I'm running good. 3-0 sweep last night. 13-3 all sports run, 80%, 81% over the last 6 days. 80% NBA playoff heater. And obviously the last 5 years we've won in the NBA postseason each and every year. At least 10 units of profit every year, at least 55% against the spread. In each of the last 4 postseasons, this is now the 5th postseason where we are winning and expecting to win more. Don't get a play. Don't buy a play, really. Get on board with this NBA playoff package. Go to my homepage, w.buzz/TC. Go to the basketball drop-down menu, full season. Priced at $175. Use promo code PLAYOFFS50. PLAYOFFS50 at checkout and take $50 off. So every play, every day, right through Game 7 of the finals for $1.25. It's a good deal. I'm going to make money. I really expect I'm going to be making money now, and I expect to continue in that regard. We're focused. We're dialed in. Get on board. Come on, join me. Let's do it together. Again, Playoff 50 at checkout gets you $50 off the NBA full season package, every play, every day through Game 7 of the finals. We also appreciate the comments, the likes, the follows. Thank you guys. Really makes a huge difference for the WagerTalk YouTube channel. And if you haven't done so, subscribe so you get instant alerts every time these videos go live. Let's talk about Denver and Minnesota. Moneyline wise, minus 135 or even higher for the Nuggets on the highway. The Odds Logic live odds stream tells us Denver now -2, -2.5. Total sitting 234 is a prevailing number. There are 233.5s and 234.5s out there. And I'm going to talk about the total in this one. Why? Well, let's talk about some of the quotes. Denver, much like the Knicks let Atlanta come back and steal Game 2, Denver let Minnesota come back and steal Game 2. Jamal Murray, I felt like we had the game in hand, and then we just didn't make our shots, which is what happened in the fourth quarter of that contest. Denver really did not play good offensively down the stretch. That being said, when you see the quotes from Jaden McDaniels, and of course they've been all over the news the last couple of days, quote, after Jokic, Jamal, all the bad defenders, Tim Hardaway, Cam Johnson, Aaron Gordon, the whole team, just go at them. Yeah, they're all bad defenders. And Jaden McDaniels is an elite defender. That being said, when you talk about one comment that is most assuredly going to rile up the opposing team and get them to play defense, that's the type of comment we would expect to do that. Tonight, more than any other game in this series, I expect the Denver Nuggets to show up on the defensive end of the court. And when we talk about a scenario as the playoffs progress, Game 1, Game 2, in the first round we see unders just because the totals are still high for the regular season. But as the playoffs progress, the longer a series goes, the more I'm interested in playing unders. Why? Because teams have made the adjustments that they can make. And the defenses tend to gain more and more of an edge as you get to Games 4, Game 5, Game 6, even Game 3s. Not bad for underbettors at all. So we have Minnesota calling out Denver's defense. Now, again, the numbers say Denver's defense isn't that good. That's why the total is as high as it is. The pace has been there throughout this series. But again, last time out, we had 233. Looking at 233.5, 234, 234.5 right now for this one. And that was with 39 points for Denver in the first and 39 points for Minnesota in the second. Two wild, fast-tempoed, good shooting. That game went to halftime tied at 64 and still didn't get, above this total. I think tonight's pace is a little bit slower. I think Denver gives more resistance on the defensive end of the court. Minnesota's a good defensive team. What Rudy Gobert has done on the defensive end in this court, in this series, has legitimately been impressive. So sometimes the players' quotes tell you exactly what to do. This is one of those scenarios. McDaniels calls out the Nuggets defense. Let's expect the Nuggets defense to show up at a playoff caliber level tonight and look for Denver and Minnesota to go under the total. So To recap, Knicks, money line, Denver, Minnesota, under. There's your 2 plays right here on this video from WagerTalk. Thank you so much. Appreciate, again, the comments, the likes, the follows. Check out my homepage, wt.buzz/TC, and take advantage of that great offer right now. We're also in play in both NBA and MLB for Thursday night, putting that 81% all sports heater on the line tonight. So check it out. Thank you. Have a great day. We'll do it again tomorrow with more free play videos powered by WagerTalk. Cheers.